So this was 1901. Eden was at the North Pole, and what it says is that a Scandinavian scientist now comes forward and says the Garden of Eden was located at the North Pole. As an astronomer, it is astronomical reasons which convinces him that he has at last arrived at the truth on this point. He simply claims that when Adam and Eve were living, the stars did not ascend into the sky at twilight, nor descend at the first approach of dawn, but that they moved eternally in a circle above the horizon. There are numerous traditions, he says, which prove that the face of the heavens was at the time as he describes it, and he adds that after many months of close investigations he has been unable to find anything which is opposed to this view. In the entire world, however, there are only 2 points where such a phenomenon occurs, namely at the North Pole and at the South Pole. So the next question to be answered was, at which of these 2 poles was the Garden of Eden? The Scandinavian solves this problem easily. Ancient traditions, he says, tell us that our first parents, when they departed from Eden, departed when they were thrown out, when they departed from Eden, immigrated toward the south, and as it would have been impossible for them to go very far in that direction if the Garden of Eden had been located at the South Pole. The only logical conclusion is that it was located or situated at the North Pole. This novel theory is attracting much attention among scientists and biblical students. Some are inclined to accept it reservedly, but others hesitate, as this would like to know something more about the ancient tradition. I can't read part of it. You can see it's hard to read. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, well, Greenland is considered the top of the world. And why would that be? Because it's one of the closest places to the North Pole, the Arctic Circle. So, just interesting. I'm sure it's just all a coincidence. And this has been written about. There was a book, Paradise Found, The Cradle of the Human Race at the North Pole. Greenland is often referred to as the top of the world because it is the largest island in the world and is located in the Arctic region, making it one of the northernmost inhabited places on Earth. Its vast ice cap and unique landscapes contribute to its reputation as a remote and extreme environment. You know, it's so interesting because I guess the ice there has been melting. You know, this is what the climate people carry on about. Yeah, I would imagine, like I said a few years ago, I said, I don't know that you should look at climate change as a bad thing. You know, maybe the people that have been up to no good see it as a scary thing. To me, maybe it's, yeah, well, God wants it to melt. Seriously. I mean, so this region has been, you know, somewhat unexplored, put it that way, because of the terrain. But it makes total sense that the Garden of Eden would be there. It does. Because of when Adam, and because of the stars. Because basically what I just read with that article from San Francisco, relating it to the way the stars that they moved eternally in a circle above the horizon. Over the course of an evening in the northern hemisphere, circumpolar stars appear to circle around the north celestial pole. This is regarding this picture. Within 1 inch of the pole is the nearly stationary brightest star just to the right of center in the star trial photo. So they've been, back in 2018, they have a Greenland telescope, which has recently achieved 3 important milestones, beginning with first light last December. Following this, the telescope was successfully synchronized with data from another radio telescope and was then used in observing run of the EHT in April 2018. With these achievements, scientists from Academia Institute of Astronomy, there's several institutes, have shown that they can explore the universe even deeper mysteries from this location. The Greenland telescope joined the EHT observing campaign in the middle of 2018 to observe the supermassive black hole at the center of the giant elliptical galaxy M87. This supermassive black hole and the one in our galaxy are the 2 primary targets for the EHT, because the apparent sizes of their event horizons are larger than any other black hole. Nevertheless, exquisite telescope resolution is required. Such resolution that it's equivalent to being able to read the title of a newspaper on that would be laying on the moon. It also goes on to say, taking advantage of excellent atmospheric conditions, the Greenland telescope is designed to detect radio waves from stars, star-forming regions, galaxies, and the vicinity of black holes. One of its primary goals is to take the first image of a supermassive black hole by joining the Event Horizon Telescope, that's the EHT, a global array of radio dishes that are linked together. So, I would say that the 1901 article that states that the Garden of Eden was in the North Pole, I think that's for sure logical. Which might explain why everybody is so interested in getting a hold of Greenland. So, I think, though, on a side note, I think that Donald Trump probably, I don't want to say owns it, but I think because he goes back to the Viking Age, his ancestry, and like the king of Norway, Haakon the Fifth, and several others. And the Vikings at one time were inhabitants of Greenland. So early on. So I don't know how all of that works, but I would imagine, when I said yesterday, Donald Trump has more power than people, influence, let's say, than people think he does. I think he does. So, but what a coincidence. The Garden of Eden in the Arctic Circle.